Practicing with Energies has returned with Sekhmet. This is an interactive series where you choose what kind of energies you'd like to know more and connect with. This series prepares you so that you can later build better, deeper connections with all these energies. Sekhmet is number 21 in this series, so have a look in my saved folder on the top of my profile and binge all of them, because a lot of these, when I continue doing them, they make more sense when you've caught up with those as well. For this video to make the most sense, I'm going to attach 3 videos below that will help aid in the terminology of what I'm talking about here. One will be raw, one will be about the solar energies, and the other one will be about Bastet. From those videos, you'll start to understand what a collective is, and you'll also understand why Ra created the mind, body, spirit energy complex to help humans. And you'll learn that Sekhmet and Bastet and actually Ra as a god are a part of that. The original energy that created Ra and that collective is someone else, and as I've said in the previous videos about original energies, I can only link 3, so I can't link that one, but if you can look in the past videos, original energies are the energies that create all these gods. Some of the gods, not in this case, are made hand in hand with humans, and that will be for some other videos. Now that I've just came back to the series, I want to catch everyone up with how this kind of works. Yes, people have been choosing in the comments for different energies that they can come up with. Some of them have been different mysterious locations, they've been deities, they've been angels, there has been no demons yet. Feel free to ask about demons if you'd like. This series is for practicing and understanding how these old deities that have already been made, how they can apply to your daily life still, how others, whether they know it or not, are utilizing these energies as basically middlemen to original energies or even source. Not too much usually, it's not very popular from source anymore. But that is, it's like there's too many filters before it gets to source. Because when we're getting help from these deities, angels, and demons, they're going to be helpful for making decisions on Earth. So they're going to still have opinions and be divided because that's what they're supposed to help with. So in this series, I hope to share that when you are interested in certain beings, they are the representations of the original energy. So you are receiving that energy with a filter that is best suited to you. Sometimes people think of gods as them coming and you have to do all these things, but they're actually coming to teach you about energy that you are craving or needing in that moment, whether you know it or not. So this series is supposed to help you understand that they are in fact the middlemen to this energy and to these places or wherever to connect you to these things and to help you with your daily life. And so each of these beings will have their like showcase of that. So now the moment that you've been waiting for, we're going to talk about Sekhmet and what her energy can do to provide the energy that she's connected to, which is going to be the filtration system of the mind, body, spirit. So she said that she focuses on the destruction of anything for the sake of stability. I don't know if you just noticed, but I just basically did what Sekhmet does with this series. She basically completely got rid of what I normally said and was like, this is what the series is about. So because I'm channeling her at the moment, you can see in true fashion, when you are connected, this is what will happen. She'll just completely reroute everything and be like, actually everyone, this is what it's about. And that's what just happened. So it's really funny that half of the video is basically that. Just something to notice. So if you were like kind of dazing out when I was talking about that stuff because you already know about the series, go back and watch how that happened. So she gives the example of, let's say you're building something and a specialist goes to check it and they find a weak spot. And unfortunately, it's in the foundation because the builders or whoever was in charge cut corners and built the foundation with cheap situations, all kinds of situations. Since all the parts are cheap, the labor was cheap, they cut corners. Now everyone has to completely get rid of everything so that they can start again. And it's completely unfortunate because it's really great to work with what we already have. Her energy tears down and fills in the correcting energy to match the situation. So I've talked about on lives before when I talk about spiritual awakenings, dark night of the soul, light day of the soul, all those things. It's a rebalancing of energy that you already wanted and it comes. So you can think of her kind of like that. But she doesn't just make that happen and have lessons. She pours that energy into balance. So not only is it balancing the situation, but it's also like balancing you so that it matches you and you match the situation. On our end, it will feel like a rebirth or one of those upgrade things that people talk about. When you're just being filled with possibilities of tools and things like that, that's really what's happening. Just like other gods, she will work with your mindset at the stage that you're in and keeps a close eye on what stage your ego is in. If it's actually doing its job, which is the record keeper, or is it getting out of hand and doing other things? Her energy will help with that. And that is one of the things that you probably will, it will come to the surface about ego things that you didn't even think you had. And she wants you to remember, she collapses mindsets, but she doesn't leave you hanging because she makes sure that matching all those mindsets that we talked about to you and your ego and all those things apply to you at this moment, which again is the specialty of the gods. They have that point of view. And if you notice, I keep bringing up balance, which is Maat, which is another being that Ra created for the mind body spirit balance. So yeah, each time I talked about balance, enter in Maat. So you can think of them as collaboration. So she'll be doing something like ripping it open, letting that in, and then Maat will do the balancing. And probably before also Maat will balance as well to make sure that the information and energy that's coming through will not be too much for us. So the last thing in closing is basically her image. This is one that she said is going to be easy to feel her energy. If you notice in the series, all the imagery that I use, it's carefully collected and curated on my page so that it can evoke at whatever stage you are a connection to the videos. So keep that in mind. Keep a lookout when you're watching the videos of the imagery because it's there's reasons why, and you can even ask if you want to. Feel free to book a session with me if you'd like to any help building bridges with Sekhmet or anyone else from the series or whoever. But also feel free to mention some more energies that you would like me to introduce you to. I'm very excited that I started a Patreon. Have a look at that. I will be doing some videos probably very soon that are details of how all those things can help. But yeah, I'm very excited about that because even looking at that is very helpful for structuring what you need to do and what kind of things you need. Yeah, so I'm going to move out of the way so you can have this picture completely.